What's up, everybody? I'm here to show you how to play the solo to Master of Puppets, brought back to the spotlight by Eddie Munson in Stranger Things. So we're going to go through this piece by piece, and I think the first thing you need to do is you got to get the tone right from the Master of Puppets 1986 album. So to get the album tone, what I'm using is an emulator using the Digitech RP360 XP, and it has its own little software that can emulate a bunch of different amps. And the one that we're going to be doing today is the JZM 800. So we got the gain all the way up, of course, and we got the EQ set kind of normal. By itself, it doesn't sound that amazing. So it's a little lackluster. So what Kirk Hammett did is he added the tube screamer, the 808, in front of the stack. So it's before the amp. I have the gain up decently high on all of these, and that adds a little more crunch to it. Now, the final coup de grace to get the album tone is you want to add a lot of reverb. So I have a Lexicon Hall on here, and this is what it sounds like now. So pretty close. So now that we got our tone set up, let's go through the solo piece by piece. And I'm actually going to start at the end and work the way backwards. This is how I like to practice. I find if you start from the beginning the whole time, you end up practicing the beginning a lot, and then the ending a very small amount. So it kind of is better to work from the end backwards. So the first phrase I want to tackle is actually the last phrase of the solo, which involves these whole step bends on a sort of a double stop theme across the first and second string up to this 24th fret whammy bar bananas horse sounding nonsense. If you look at the first measure of this phrase, you have the 17th fret bent up a whole step to an F sharp, so it matches the 14th fret on the E string. This is pretty common, you've seen these before. But in this one, you're going to be alternating them. So I'm doing a down up pick for that. So there's a total of 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you do it a half step higher. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was the second measure over here. Down here is where it changes. You go up a whole step and do 2 of them, starting on the 20th fret, and 2 more on the 21st fret. So there's that whole step jump where it goes from the 18th fret to the 20th fret. And then the final bit, you're going to do 2 on the 22nd fret, and then you're going to do this 24th fret whammy bar thing. Now, so you don't have 24 frets, just bend up the 22nd fret and you'll be A-okay. But basically, you hit that note, and you go nuts on the whammy bar. All together, you have this. Now, those theory nerds out there might notice the weird time signature things going on. You got 3 bars of 4/4, followed by 1 measure of 21/32, which is nonsense. That's because there's like 1/32nd-ish note missing at the end of the riff. The riff is that really famous one that goes like this. Now that part there, that part has a drum accent on it, and it's actually a little bit shorter than a full 4/4 bar of music. But it's not something that I don't think Metallica really counts. It's more of something that they feel together as a group. With those drum accents, if you listen to the track, it makes a lot more sense. So again, that little cutoff point is the part where it goes. So when I play it with the backing track, you'll hear that. So I'm going to just play this part here at a 60% speed. So the lead into that section involves that awkward measure that we discussed where there's a small 30-second note missing. It starts the same way as we learned with the 17th and 14th fret bend, and then this interesting triplet pattern, which is going to be the 19th to 14th fret, so quite a stretch, with a pull-off to the 17th fret, which is still doing its bending pattern. That happens twice, and I do that on the bump, bump, so it's going to... And that gets you set up for this next section, which we've already learned. So now I'm going to play from here to the end of the solo using 80% speed. All right, this next section is the tremolo section, which involves a lot of fast picking. It's all on the E string, and it's in groups of 2, except for one section, which I'll go over in just a moment. So the first thing you're going to notice here is a 16th note group starting on the 10th fret of the E string, and it goes down the scale from 10 to 8 to 7. So that happens twice. Then you move up the scale, going to the 12th fret E note, down to the 10th fret, to the 8th fret. So again, that is. Then you continue up the scale to the 14th fret. And notice I played each one twice. The only one that I'm not going to play twice is this fun section here, which happens only once, which is 15th fret. That only happens once. So altogether it's... And that last one only happens once. So because the song is so fast, the 16th note groups are really more of a tremolo pick. A tremolo is when you alternate pick very fast on one string down and up like this. And all you're doing is you're adding your other fingers to complete that scalular little passage. It's actually easier to do fast, honestly, because you're literally just alternate picking here. Make sure you're holding your pick rather rigidly so you can get a nice even tremolo. Don't be too flowy, it's not sweep picking. Now, once you're done with that run, you stay on the next section for 8 beats. It starts with your first finger on the 14th fret, and you're going to have your third finger on the 17th fret, and your second finger on the 16th fret. And that's going to be the same pattern that we did before, just in a different position. And then, each time you do it, you're going to alternate between these two fingers, the third and second finger, and these two fingers, the pinky and third, which is going to be on the 19th fret, the 17th fret, and again, the first finger stays here. So slow, it's... Yeah, it's a little brutal, but once you get that pattern down, what you want to make sure you do is you keep consistent fingering each time, because if you do some weird switching of the fingers, I see some people doing a lot of shifting there, it won't be as clean as you want it. So you want to keep the same fingering. And again, as long as you're shredding, no one really cares if you hit all the right notes. So let's go from here to the end at that tempo. This next part is a little interesting. It's this little melodic phrase. So it's going to start on the 10th fret to the 8th fret to 7th. So it's a scale going down. There is a slide into it. And you're going to see why when we get to the previous phrase. And then back up. After that, you're going to notice some 16th notes. What he's doing is he's sort of getting the tremolo started, because in the very next measure you have that crazy run where things start to get really nuts. So again, from here. Now this next part is a really tricky section to teach, because from legend, the actual recording was an accident. While Kirk Hammett was doing his tremolo bar, whammy bar business, his finger apparently slipped the string off of the 24th fret and fretted it on the pickup itself. which is really hard to do on purpose. So he actually like moved the string over. So a lot of people, and himself included, to emulate that sort of really high-pitched squeal, they use harmonics, and that's going to be done on the 4th fret. Now, I'll be honest, I don't always hit these right because it's a harmonic. There's a lot of factors that go into it. You need to be between the frets of the 3rd and 4th string, and I usually rake the top 3 strings. Hopefully at least one of them will get a harmonic, because sometimes when you do this, you get nothing. So, to do the harmonic, you flatten it, of course, across. I do it between the 3rd and 4th fret to get the highest harmonic possible, and I dive down. And then I hit it again for the ascending one. So it's down and back up. I don't think you have to hit it twice, but I'd like to do it just in case. And then you have this kind of neat pentatonic riff going on over here on the 4th and 2nd fret. And that's going to be introducing pinch harmonics. To do those pinch harmonics, you're going to hold the pick with the thumb right next to the tip of it, and when you strike it, you push through with the pick, and then the back of your thumb touches the string, causing one of those pick squeals. And that happens for the first descending lick, and then it continues down. Really, you can put a pinch harmonics anywhere you want there. You gotta pick rather forcefully. So yeah, we have yet another tremolo section, and that's going to happen on the 19th fret. So if you learn the notes one at a time first, a little easier. And then tremolo pick each. Now after that, there's this pretty neat lick where he's going to bend the 17th fret, reach up with the pinky to the 19th fret, and do this descending lick. Alright guys, we've made it to the last, technically first phrase of the solo. Probably my favorite one, and a lot of people play it very differently. You're going to have to find the way that works best for you, but I'll show you the way that works for me, as well as the way that I think he does it. If this has been helpful, please leave a comment below. If not, leave a comment below. You're going to reach with your pinky on the 17th fret, your index finger on the 12th fret, and it's a pull-off. And then you have this half step back and forth between the 12th and 13th fret of the B string. So it's down the scale. Kirk Hammett, on this particular track, he has a lot of aggressive picking. So he's picking each note except for the first pull-off. Now, eventually, I can't do that consistently, so I end up putting slurs in, like on these. I end up hammering those, and I end up pulling off those. Otherwise, I just can't keep up with the track, so I'm cheating! I highly recommend it. So after 3 repetitions of that pattern, the 4th time, you're actually going to hit the 15th fret. So it's 3 of the 17th frets, and 1 of the 13th fret. I'm actually using my pinky for both. I think it's because I have 1 less finger to worry about, so I'm just doing the same motion, just relaxing my hand slightly so the pinky comes back in on its own. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And then you're right into the tremolo. And then you go out of a... And that's the whole solo. Hopefully this was helpful. What's I'm using an emulator, the Digitech, what is this thing? I think I need to do this all over again, because I think I made a mistake. Completely accurate. Here is what that section sounds like. No, it doesn't. Let's try that again. Oh god, that is fast. And then a little business there. Now after that, you go into the melodic section, and hopefully this will all make sense. And that one part really messes me up, that little... Okay, well, let's just keep going. Let's keep going. The arpeggio-ish kind of thing. I should learn my theory on this. Bye-bye!